All right, so we're all eagerly awaiting some news regarding 40 series and 30 series, what's happening with 30 series and all that, and GTC is later this month, so that's typically where we find out some news. But we've got some direct insight here on what to expect from NVIDIA's CEO himself. Of course, we're talking about Jensen, because they just had in August their Q2 earnings for 2022 sales call or earnings call with investors. There's some very eye-opening information in here. I don't think anyone's gonna see this as good when it comes to the consumer. So I think it's important that we talk about this.
We interrupt this video to bring you a special message from iFixit. No, we interrupt this interruption with this interruption about new stuff from iFixit. Wish you had a new graphics card, but inventory sucks? Fix the inventory problems with iFixit. Whoa, don't drop it. Can't fix that with iFixit. Just kidding, yes you can. Wish you could take iFixit with you anywhere, but your pockets aren't big enough? Introducing the new More
and the new Minnow.
Take them with you anywhere. So get iFixit for your loved ones, or just get them for yourself.
At the risk of putting myself in the crosshairs once again of NVIDIA and you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do this video. I've talked about all of the information we're gonna share here in the RTFM show, which is our weekly podcast on Fridays. But a lot of folks told me this should be a video, and seeing what people believe is about to happen, because it's all been speculation, versus what he's saying is actually gonna happen here, I just feel like I need everyone to sort of sync up on the information there. Now, I'm not giving price predictions, I'm not giving you my opinion on whether you should buy it or not. This is directly about what NVIDIA is planning to do from the CEO himself. So there's no speculation here, this is directly out of his mouth. It's a fairly decent sized quote, and I'll be kind of breaking it down as we go here. And forgive me if you're on the RTFM show and you've already heard this, but I think it's important that we talk about it.
Our strategy is to reduce the sell-in this quarter, next quarter, to let channel inventory correct. You know, obviously we're off the highs and the macro condition turns sharply worse. And so our first strategy is to reduce sell-in the next couple of quarters to correct channel inventory. We've also instituted programs to price position our current products to prepare for next generation products.
I want to go ahead and give you guys some definitions here. That way there's no interpretation. This is just straight up facts, okay? What is sell-in? Well, sell-in is defined as the state of goods to retail traders prior to public retailing. So basically an example of sell-in would be NVIDIA sells the GPU technology to the AIBs. So anyone that makes an NVIDIA graphics card that's not NVIDIA itself is considered where that sell-in goes. Because NVIDIA does sell graphics cards direct, but they're in the main business of selling technology to other brands and other companies. That's specifically the GeForce name itself. So that would be companies like Asus, that'd be companies like Gigabyte, EVGA, ASRock. I keep mentioning ASRock, I don't know why. They do make some graphics cards, but anyway, I digress. I think they might make AMD cards, whatever. Any brand that's not NVIDIA. He also goes on to say to sell in this quarter, they're gonna reduce the sell in this quarter and next quarter. And by this quarter and next quarter, he's referring to Q3, Q4, by the way. Q2's happened. He's in Q3 when he's saying this. So he's already telling you that they're going to reduce the sell-in, which means not sell as much product direct to other manufacturers to let channel inventory correct. Now remember, a channel is any pipeline where that product moves through, whether it be from NVIDIA to the AIB and then the AIB to the retailers. Remember, the AIB is in between the manufacturer and the retailer, so we're talking sell-in here, or to SIs or anyone that would sell the final product. Now, to let channel inventory correct, I'm gonna change the word correct to be manipulated. Now let's talk about the definition of manipulate. To handle or to control, typically in a skillful manner. There's another one here, to control or influence, cleverly, unfairly, or unscrupulously. Now here's the problem. The word manipulate can be used in a good way or in a bad way. It's like, hey, Nick, manipulate that light so it looks good. Or hey, manipulate that light so it makes me look less fat. Now I'm controlling the way you see me, not necessarily in a bad way, but you might not agree, right? Kind of a bad example, but if I go ahead and retranslate that first sentence, our strategy is to sell less product this quarter and next quarter to let channel inventory be manipulated to keep prices where they are or even higher, okay? What he's basically saying here is that they are not going to sell as much product direct into the market, that way they can keep the prices where they are. Now you might be going, why would they do that? All the rumors have said they're not gonna sell 40 series because they have this influx and surplus of 30 series. So if that were true, why would he be hanging on to 30 series? He says, obviously we're off the highs. They're about the highs of profits. Not just the highs of like, being in business is fun in a pandemic when things are hard to get and we can sell it for whatever we want. That's the high they're actually talking about. And the macro condition turned sharply worse. That turning sharply worse was that basically overnight change where things just dropped in price because of cryptocurrency falling, availability going up. Clearly they can't profit like they were there.
And so our first strategy is to reduce sell-in the next couple of quarters to correct channel inventory.
So he repeated himself, basically what I just said. They're not gonna sell as much to keep inventory low, supply and demand, to keep prices up. Because if they keep shoveling inventory into the market, it's like printing more money. You devalue the dollar or any currency if you just keep flooding the market with it. So they're actually holding back the inventory that they have a surplus of, which is weird, but if we read on, you'll understand why.
We've also instituted programs to price position our current products to prepare for next generation products.
I can go ahead and translate that one. We've also instituted price corrections with our partners for our current 30 series to prepare for 40 series products. So what they've done is they allowed the channel inventory and the flood of it to bring prices down intentionally, not just to sell them, because if the goal was to sell them, they would keep flooding the market with it, making them cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and then people would buy. So many of you said you're not buying because you're not paying MSRP for a 2-year-old card, and that's perfectly fair. But if they were really trying to get rid of these, they would want to recoup any costs that they could, blow them out at half off or whatever, and then just move on to 40 series. But here he said they're limiting or manipulating the market by not selling in as much product. So they were basically watching the prices to get them where they wanted, because they want to have the price compared to 40 series make sense. So they flooded the market, prices came down, and now that they're about where they want them, they're now reducing the sell-in so that prices don't drop lower. The whole reason for that was not to sell them at a lower price, it was to make the price of 30 series versus 40 series make sense. For instance, we currently at this day and time making this video have a $979 RTX 3090 at Micro Center. Now the 3090 was a $1,500 card at MSRP and they were as much as $1,700, $1,800 for custom cards. That's half price right there, right? But the idea about that is if you can bring the 3090 price down and you can have it coexist with a 40 series card that is faster, and if it's 20% faster and it costs 20% more, price to performance then makes sense. If you have a 30 series that's gonna cost $1,500, and you have a 40 series that costs $1,400 or $1,500 at the same price, and one's faster than the other, it would make no sense to buy the older one if it's slower in the same price. So they've manipulated the market by the sell-in, or at least trying to manipulate the market by the sell-in, to bring the prices down so that they can layer in 40 series cards. This is kind of the first time we've seen them do this and actually have a previous generation coexist for a length of time after a new generation exists. Because he actually goes on to say that here. And this is where they kind of go their own like tooting of their own horns, you know.
Ampere is the most popular GPU we've ever created.
He's said that basically about every generation that's ever launched. So the newest generation's always, you know, the one going out has always been the best, and this one's gonna be even better. That's kind of the mantra there.
However, we do have exciting new next generation coming, and it's gonna be layered on top of that.
So there is the coexistence I just talked about. One of the things we've always seen is NVIDIA able to strategically stop the sell-in or stop the manufacturing so the sell-in just naturally stops on its own prior to a new launch. Never in the past have we seen them have this kind of surplus going into another generation. So now they have to coexist, or they just have to eat the 30 series or destroy them or just throw them in a warehouse. I don't know. They don't have any more miners to sell them to at this point, I guess. That's part of the problem here.
And so we've done two things. We've reduced sell-in to let channel inventory correct, and we've implemented programs with our partners to price position the products in the channel in preparation for our next generation.
So the prices that you're seeing are intentional by NVIDIA, not to sell them as fast or as quickly as possible, which so many people, including myself, believed. It's so that the prices make sense compared to 40 series because they're going to exist at the same time. I'm gonna pause right there for a second. It's actually good news for a lot of people waiting for 40 series. The only thing is, if what we're seeing here is true, and the prices at which we're seeing them at now, it doesn't sound like they're gonna continue to drop if his plan for reducing sell-in and correcting the inventory and correcting the market then means it's not potentially get much lower, if lower at all, because he's actually doing this on purpose. Especially if they're gonna be existing during 40 series. Because let's say you don't wanna go buy a 4080. Remember, we don't know what they're gonna launch. Are they gonna launch 4090 and 4080, 4080, 4070, 4090 later? We never know, it's kind of weird. We know they start at the top range and then work their way down. So if you're not gonna be looking at buying a 4080 and you just want a mainstream card, 3060 is gonna be kind of your only option. And we already know 3060s didn't really come down in price. They became available, they went back to MSRP. But now if 3060, 3070, 3050 is your only mainstream card that's gonna exist because of the top-down launch and it's gonna coexist with 40 series, then pricing's landing exactly where they want them to. It's just funny that he goes on to say 3 different times in this one paragraph about the reducing sell-in and letting the channel inventory correct. Basically that means supply and demand. Let's make the demand go up and the supply constrained, artificially constrained. They're holding back. Now look, this is free market, this is capitalism. He can do whatever he wants with this. It's up to you as a consumer to decide if you're okay with that. This kind of stuff happens in every single industry though. So if you're gonna be mad at NVIDIA about this, you kind of have to be mad at everybody. I'm talking like obviously Sony and Microsoft with Xbox and car inventory. I mean, all this stuff, it's just this is the way it works and it sucks, but it's rare that we actually get to see it directly called out just in the public like this to say, hey, we're manipulating the market. They can choose to set those 30 series cards on fire if they want. Obviously they're not doing that, but they have the freedom to do that.
All of this, we anticipate we're working towards a path to be in a good shape going into next year. Okay, so that's what our game plan is.
So we now know for the next 2 quarters, they're gonna be doing this market, quote unquote, inventory manipulation. It's up to you to decide if the word manipulate is a positive or a negative or a neutral term, but it really is the correct term to use here. That also means that the rumors about not seeing 40 series until 2023, it sounds going into next year, we're in good shape going into next year. To me, that sounds like 40 series is launching in the next year. Now you might be saying, well, no, he's just talking about profits for the next year. Well, there's another quote.
In gaming, our partners and ecosystem are responding to a sudden slowdown in consumer demand and correcting channel inventory. Still, the fundamentals of gaming are strong. We'll get through this over the next few months and go into next year with our new architecture.
So there you go. One, we'll get through this. It's like, they sound like they're in trouble. They sound like they're, oh my God, things are terrible. No, they've been on a 2-year high of selling whatever they want for whatever price they want to anyone they want. Just, they had all the control. They had all the stuff everybody wanted. They could sell it for whatever they wanted and they always got it. That's not the case anymore. Obviously the last few months have shown that pendulum has swung back to the consumer having all the control. And so now what you're seeing is Jensen intentionally adjusting artificially the supply and demand to be able to manipulate the market back to where he wants it. So that's what the whole we'll get through this. It just sounds like the most disconnected comment I've ever heard from someone. And you saw that he said,
go into next year with our new architecture.
So you can expect now not to see anything concrete. You'll see some teasers at GTC. GTC historically is not where NVIDIA launches its new gamer cards. It's where it launches its AI tech or shows off its AI tech. It's super deep learning, it's super high-end supercomputer server stuff that they've always shown. The 100 series stuff has always been shown at GTC. But when it comes to the GeForce stuff, we always get a kind of an insight of what to expect at GTC because it usually utilizes very shaved down versions of the same type of tech. So that's why he's talking about GTC. So a lot of people have taken this statement and ran with 40 series is launching in September at GTC. It's I highly doubt that. But whatever, moving forward. In terms of launch availability, he said here multiple times that this plan regarding layering is going into next year. So he plans on spending the next 2 months, or excuse me, next 2 quarters. He says it right up here. We're gonna reduce sell-in in the next couple of quarters. A couple means 2, right? To prepare or to correct channel inventory. So this is a 180-day plan regarding 30 series, sell-in reduction, channel inventory correction / manipulation, price control. to layer in with 40 series. So he's obviously had to come up with a plan to say, okay, 40 series and 30 series have to exist at the same time. Because if you're an investor, you want the latest thing out because you know that's gonna be your moneymaker, right? You're gonna want that out. The new stuff that you have to show keeps you ahead of the competition. AMD has already said you can expect RDNA 3 in 2022. And I don't personally believe that NVIDIA has any concerns about AMD. I believe NVIDIA is just that much in their own world that the competition to them is not competition at all. So I don't think AMD launching anything in 2022 is a true concern to AMD or to NVIDIA. I truly don't believe the leadership thinks that's a problem. But as a consumer, obviously, enough people have adopted RDNA to be able to say, hey, I think people might switch over. But if you looked at the aisles at Micro Center anytime we went during the shortage, you would see an entire rack full of AMD cards and an empty shelf of NVIDIA cards. Now, whether or not that was through that channel inventory control or manipulation to keep those prices up and AMD was just sending what they had, now we have to question in the last 2 years exactly how much of this was part of this channel manipulation versus actual supply and demand. Who knows how much of that stuff actually made it to the market because of sidebar deals and stuff, who knows? I don't know. I mean, apparently there's rumors about millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars of direct sales to miners and such, which makes all of this just seem more suspect. Like I said, at the risk of putting myself in the crosshairs of NVIDIA again, especially as we go into 40 series here, and obviously we want to review the card, but I think more people need to be talking about this. The fact that, look, if you're waiting for 30 series, my initial statement of buy now because it won't be there when 40 series comes, that was clearly flat out wrong and false because this happened after that video by a month. And now here he is saying that they're gonna coexist and layer. So I think a lot of us were expecting 30 series to just kind of sit around and trickle away as 40 series came out. Now it sounds like they're gonna be around for a bit. At least 1 quarter of coexistence. Because if they do launch at around the first of the year, December announcement, January launch, that's 1 quarter from now. We're in Q3 right now, we have all of Q4, and that would all mean all of Q1 2023 would be when you're starting to see the 30 series sort of phase out. So he says it right here. They've intentionally held back the sell-in or how much of the market, the inventory they're allowing to make it through channels to keep the price where it's at. Because if they keep sending it, then the price will continue to drop. So there is direct price manipulation, channel market manipulation. Look, and I keep saying manipulation, it really is the definition once again here. I think people are gonna manipulate and just think like, especially the NVIDIA fanboys, they're gonna hear this and be like, oh, they can do whatever they want. Of course they can. But manipulate, the very first definition is to handle or control. And that's exactly what they're doing. NVIDIA controls their market. But now you can see that they are controlling the pricing. So this price dropping, it's not because people aren't buying and they're trying to incentivize people to buy. They're holding back the product. They're holding back the sales to keep the pricing landing where they want it to. It might still settle a little more, but it's pretty obvious now that it's intentional and by design. Not just supply and demand, but everything we're seeing now regarding this is 100% by design. So if you're waiting for 30 series to keep going down, it might. Again, this is a 2-quarter plan, but the price is gonna bottom out where NVIDIA feels it should bottom out when compared to the 40 series. So now that we have seen the 3090 drop from 1,500 to below 1,000, the initial rumors we heard about a 4080 being over $1,000 now is looking way more true. And that sucks because one of the things that made Ampere so awesome at launch was its potential price to performance value. But as you know, that really never made it to the consumer past the very first initial sales. Bots and scalpers ruined all of that. Ethereum ruined all of that. And with the amount of people that were direct selling, not just NVIDIA themselves, but AIBs that were selling direct to miners, just completely destroyed any of that possibility of that price to performance making it into the end user or consumer. And now we're looking at what would appear to be like the 20 series again, where the 80 series cards could be as much as $1,200 or higher. I mean, we heard rumors about a 4090 costing $2,000, which make 4080 around $1,500 make price sense. 12 to 1,500. I mean, if you're hanging on for 40 series and you don't like what you see, looks like there might still be plenty of 30 series hanging around for you. Anyway, there you go. I'd like to see more people talking about this exact quote. I'm not sure why I haven't seen, maybe people just haven't noticed. Anyway, sound off down below how you feel about this. Are you waiting for 30? Are you waiting for 40? Or are you just gonna skip all of it altogether? Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. He's obviously the gamer.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
We're all trying right now, okay? Siri, just wait.
I don't understand. understand. We're all trying right now, okay, Siri? Just wait.
Maybe Siri needs a deep learning card from NVIDIA.